Friends and enemies and everyone else, this past week has been a blessing in so many levels. A Christmas blessing, let's call it that. A Christmas fucking blessing. You know why? Because Christmas is good. It's one of the last things we have to hold on to in this time of crises. But what's better is family during Christmas. I'm sorry for all my friends here that don't have, I don't care about the enemies. I'm sorry for all the friends out there that don't have family. Why don't you message me at StephenWhoCaresThePodcast.com. I will make sure that somehow, some way, either I get there or somebody from the show, or if I have to hire like I did for this one Christmas, they're called little people, but they dress up as elves is what I'm saying. You can hire, they're very expensive. They're almost as expensive as mariachis, if not more. But friends, family, Christmas, and flash mobs this week on the Who Cares a Podcast.
Welcome to the Who Cares Podcast, a podcast that enters your soul with your host, Stephen Moraga.
Now you're saying to yourself, Stephen, what does flash mobs, what does Christmas and family and have to do with each other? Well, they really don't. It's just the time of year. And maybe the present part. You know, maybe the fact that they're trying to get presents for, maybe they're trying to rob from like Robin Hood or Santa, rob from the rich and give to the poor. That's very possible that they're doing that. That's probably not why they're doing it. They probably are not doing it because they're all like secret Santas or something. I'm sure that's not the reason. I'm sure they're just greedy and they're stupid. And well, you know, I don't care how man makes money. Really, I do not care. I mean, because really when it boils down to it, I mean, what is the IRS, right? What the fuck do they do? They're a building somewhere, right? With weird wizard imagery. If you ever have a chance, take a look at the IRS building, and I think it's Virginia, or just put creepy IRS building in your Google machine, and you'll find out that the IRS has so much creepy symbolic shit in the front of their office that no wonder they take every single cent that you have or own, or if they want to. But that's not, besides them, you know, everybody is entitled to make their own living. And if it's on the legality side, you know, that's not for me to judge. It really isn't. I mean, I can judge the nature of it though, and I can judge the intelligence factor. Now, I'm very, very, I guess the word would be hateful. I think that's really the word, because I don't hate, I have enemies. No, not really. But I am hateful towards people who steal, not from businesses or government entities, or I don't know, maybe assholes. But I still think it's wrong. Don't get me wrong. It's not right. I mean, I would not tell my kid to do that. Come on, use your brain, buddy. However, I despise. I literally, my skin crawls when I hear about fraud committed against other people in the struggle, like everybody else. Like, we get it, man. Like, you found some, mail? You went to an apartment building and you found some mail and you found some people's social or something. You went on the dark web for a day and you paid, $50? And you got some shitty ones or something. I don't know. Because probably a good social on the dark web would run you. I don't know. I don't know for a fact, but I do have friends. No, but for reals, I know that it's very, very easy to get, and whether people realize that or not, I don't know. Maybe you've been living in the dark for 20 years. Yeah, 20 years. It's very easy. And so be thankful that you did not get hacked, or what do you call it? Get fraud perpetrated on you. But the people that perpetuate the fraud against others, to me, or just that idiot that comes over to your house and you let into your home. You let him into your home. And he seems like a nice guy, but all the while he's scoping your house. What can I gack out of this fucking house? And then it helps you look for it. Probably, you know, you had those friends, those people. I would go pedophiles first. I would put people that steal from people that they kind of know, or just people that home invade. I would put them number 2 over rapists, I think, because, you know, come on, girls. It's bad. I get that. But have you ever had a fantasy about it? Let's just be honest. Not to say that it should be done, but I'm sure many of you, which I know this because I've talked to many about this. And yes, they do not want it done to them. Horrific in real life. But I've never had a rape. I've never had a person fantasize. I've never fantasized about somebody stealing from me, is what I'm saying. I've never fantasized about it. So that is totally out of the question. Okay? Rape third. That's what I'm saying. Rape is number 3. Number 2 is home invasion / robbery or fraud on a individual that doesn't deserve it. You don't know. We're all in the struggle here, people. All right. We have tyrants that are running the country, tyrants in other countries running the country, and they're getting exposed daily. I mean, if you can't see it every day, I mean, just this week, speaking of family, Chris Cuomo now resigned from CNN. I just saw this today at the gym because I go to the gym. Do you? You should, because I don't want to be paying for your medical bills. How about that? Or I want to look at you. I don't want to, I'm not saying that even if you have like ugly features, you can at least do the world and society a favor. You can go to the gym, you can get that little pump on, and tighten it a little bit, so that, it's just common courtesy, you know what I mean? And it's not shaming, because I understand that your body is different than mine. Not everybody can have the body of an Adonis. Speaking of Adonis, you can, please vote for Adrian Adonis. He's an old wrestler from the 80s. Please vote for him for the Hall of Fame. Let me give you his, so Adrian Adonis, my favorite wrestler growing up and still to this day. His daughter wants him, and I do too. I mean, everybody should. Make sure that you induct Adrian Adonis into the WWE, WWF Hall of Fame. He was in WrestleMania 3. He was Roddy Piper's opponent. He had the host of the Flower Shop. He was a very ambiguous character, but way ahead of his time. So make sure that you go to sign.moveon.org and then /petitions/induct-Adrian-Adonis into the WWF WWE Hall of Fame. Now, I know I'm saying that. I know you went through all that and you're like, oh God, Stephen, why'd you have to read all that? Are you stupid? No, I just wanted to say that because maybe people are out there, they want to write it down. Or you can go in the show notes and the link will be right there for you. And no questions asked. Just go ahead and sign. Even if you don't even know who he is, just make sure, if you're a listener of the show, just do me that favor. There's probably nobody on the planet that I would want inducted in the WWE Hall of Fame more than this guy. I love this guy, and I still do. He passed away, unfortunately, at the age of, I think 33 or something in 1988. And I wrote the WWF, WWE, and I said, hey, I was a very small child, very tiny, almost a baby. And I said, hey, what happened to him? And you know what the WWF did? They never wrote me back. So remember, people, that this induction into the Hall of Fame is necessary for not only for you, for me, and for everybody out there. His name is Adrian Adonis. If you remember him, he's a fantastic, I love pro wrestling. I love it that she is making a move, and it's on moveon.org. Okay? Thank you. It's in the show notes. Well, I'm looking this up here. Not everybody can be have the body of an Adonis like myself, but you can at least try. You can. And let me tell you this. When you do go to the gym, you know what it does? It stops you from getting so angry outside right now because the world's shitty, right? Who cares what the world is doing outside of your own carcass of a body? Nobody cares. It's all right in here. And however you are able to handle the world and how you're able to dictate to yourself how things mean and how you interpret things to yourself is how the rest of the world will follow. Because haven't you noticed when you come out of the gym, let's say, or you got your first kiss, so you're all high on life, or first kiss, you've had it, you hooked up with somebody that you really liked, you got a dog, or something. I don't know, whatever. But you notice how everybody shares in your enthusiasm, but the opposite is true too. When you are like, why even try? I mean, COVID is like, we have a terrible president for the last 15,000 years, and it's all conspiracy against me. And I don't know what's going on. And I have trauma. I have things going on in my life, and people don't understand what's going on in my life. And then you go to let's say you go to 7-Eleven. Do people embrace you? Is what I wonder. No, but if you go to the gym, maybe they will. Yes, they will. Absolutely. They'll give you hugs depending on how good looking you are, but they will definitely treat you better if you have this glow about you, and and you do have a glow when you came out of the gym, because you don't give a fuck anymore, because you just did how many reps of this, and you just went on the treadmill and you just did it. You've already exhausted. Our bodies were not meant for the sedentary lifestyle that they're trying to perpetuate on us right now. They want us, if we get COVID, we got to stay in for 10 days and just hope we don't die. If we work remotely from home, just stay at your desk so that you always have a phone next to you. No, we're meant to kill saber-toothed tigers with our bare hands. Really is, and hunt and gather, bring it back. That's what our bodies are made for. Our brains have not been able to catch up to the technology that's being thrown at us daily. Our brains are still back in like maybe, let's say 1500. It takes maybe not that long ago, but it takes time to evolve. Let's just say that. I don't think most of you have the brain of, let's say, Rockefeller, or let's say any one of those robber barons. So you tell me the past is bad. We're going to be talking about that coming up at the end. We're having a segment. Let me just tell you this. I love it. I love this segment. It's the past wasn't that stupid and we're not that smart. I don't know if that's what we're going to call it, but everybody seems to think like, oh, I can't believe you guys didn't know about JFK having like, affairs or like your kid. I don't know how many kids I've seen yell at their mother and say, you didn't know the fucking da-da-da. Like, here's an example. You didn't know that Pat Benatar had the number one hit in 1984 or something like that, right? And the mom was like, no, I was a freshman and we didn't have the ability to press enter. How about that? That's all Gen Z really has right now. Not to say that they're not, I'm saying at their disposal. That is their weapon. That maybe the hippies had weed, right? Back in the 60s, right? In the 70s, I'm not really sure. In the 80s, whatever. In the 90s, I know that when I grew up, we had the ability to play video games, and we had the ability to know good movies and have friends and stuff. And I don't know what other abilities we really had, but we were sad for a little bit of it. Then we were like happy because Britney Spears and Backstreet Boys and all those guys, they came around, and then Limp Bizkit like said we can't be happy about it. And then Korn said, no, we got to be really angry about it. Like, fuck these people. And then it was like a weird time period where both Korn and Limp Bizkit and Justin Timberlake hated each other, but they got along, they respect each other. And then hip hop was right there too. We're cooler than all y'all. And I don't really understand. That was just such a weird, and then 9/11. And then now we have a hybrid of just idiocy on all fronts. And then people are mad at each other for no reason. And we all live in one country. Nobody would ever attack the United States for the foreseeable future, because if they did, they would unite us. And that is exactly. So don't ever listen to anything about another country attacking us. Don't ever listen to anything like that. I guarantee you that no country will be allowed to attack us for the foreseeable future, meaning like the next 20 years, because they have us in such a frazzled state. And do you know how you lead? You lead by creating chaos and fear amongst the people. What do you know? There is a lot of that. So don't fall for the hype. Nobody's going to get going in Russia. I saw that at the gym today. Like, we're going to get upset about Russia going in the Ukraine or something. Like, we're going to do anything. So back to me working out, Adonis, body, great. Adrian Adonis, that's what we're doing. Adrian Adonis, you can see like my mind, I need my Adderall is what I really do. Unfortunately, my doctor now cannot prescribe, well, he retired. But, and I think that he did overprescribe on somebody. I don't know. But I think that might be one of the main reasons why he retired. However, now I heard that doctors are having a much harder time. You know why they're having a much harder time? Because their peers and the government also set up the Society for Failure, prescribed a bunch of Oxycontins, and then all of a sudden we took over poppy fields of Afghanistan. You know the story. And then we just influxed heroin, killed our kids, and especially in Ohio. And unfortunately, we do have people close to us that have died, fat, all that kind of stuff. That was never around when I was a kid. I know I sound like what a weirdo, but I also was in rehab by 16. So I understand a little bit about drugs. Thank God heroin wasn't around in that. I probably would have done it, and I probably would have not be talking to you here. For good or bad, I would not be talking to you right now. So anyways, me being an Adonis, me working out, if I'm doing this, and I have just a little bit more, I know a lot of people, they always say like, Steven, you're such a go-getter. So you're always doing something. You're always trying to be better. Yes, that's true. But my work ethic is only slightly better than people who don't do shit at all. Let's be completely honest about that. I just make little and I can't imagine. They say like Elon Musk, right? He times everything to 5-minute interviews during his day. Does he? From interviews that I've seen with his wife, I think that he's on either Tinder or a Bumble or a Zeus. I don't even know what one he would be on. Maybe Alien. I'm not really sure which one he's on, but I would say a lot of that time he spends doing that. Yes, I know he runs 2 companies, and welcome to the club. You're going to have to run a couple companies, both of which don't make money. That's my dog farting. So I run a company that makes a little bit more money than that, I think, because Tesla is in the black right now, for the first time, but they've been in the red for, 15 years. So there's that. That's why I have a good feeling. I have a good feeling that us too will push through and come with everything that we need to. This podcast is being sponsored by Stardust. What is Stardust, you ask? Well, it's youth in a pill. That's right, people. They finally done it. They finally said, no, age. We were given something a long time ago in the form of a root. And when we put together with our neuroscientists and neuroengineers or whatever you want to call it, I don't know whatever they are, the founders of Stardust went and they put together old roots and mixed them in with, this goes back to 1719 AD, all right? So you don't need any technology. This is tried and true. You just Google the root that's in Stardust. I'll let you buy Stardust for yourself to find out. But it's a plethora of other options. There is so much in Stardust. What's it used for? Well, it's used for arthritis. It's used for fatigue. It's used for high cholesterol. It's used for menstrual problems, marital disorders. What? Marital disorder? How is that possible? It's youth in a pill is what it is. It's youth in a goddamn pill. And I could say GD. You know why? To all my Christian friends out there, that's not his name, okay? It's not his name. That's his title. It's like saying President Damn. So don't ever come to me with that kind of rhetoric. Anyways, this is brought to you by Stardust, the pill. You can get it at stardustpill.com. It's youth in a pill. Finally, I mean, we're in 2021, right? We're in 2021. And they finally put youth in a pill. And it is made with a root that, if you look up this root, it goes all the way back to 1980. So there's thousands of years of history on how, but you know what the makers of Stardust did? They took that root and they fucked it, and then they made it better. They fucked it in its ass, and they made it humble, and they made it better for everybody to have, for everybody to enjoy. And they put it with some other compounds. I don't know. I'm not one of their neuroscientists. I'm not one of their gurus. I'm not one of their mixologists. Okay. All I know, and I've tried it, and I am literally 65 years old. If you can't, I never want to give my real age, but I am 65 years old, and I don't look a day over 32, 5. I don't know, but that's what people tell me. And I'm 65. So at least 30 years younger, all because of Stardust. I would not lie to you people. I would make sure that I take the same stuff that I'm pushing here on the podcast. It's called Stardust, stardustpill.com. Let's just go over a couple of things that it does. I mean, it's a miracle pill. It really is. And I don't understand why these people were, maybe God touched these people. Maybe these people were supposed to find me and advertise for it. Scientific studies do show it does increase energy levels, tone, warm, and invigorate the blood. It nourishes the liver, the kidneys, benefits the eyes. It turns gray hair black, and it strengthens bones, tendons, and improves your sleep. Also good for cancer. I wouldn't take that only, but I mean, if you do that, probably they got a bunch of lawsuits on them. But I would say that it also, what is it? Also applied directly to skin for sores, skin eruptions, itching. Jeez. Cancer, heart disease, memory problems, all that relates to this herb that is impacted and strained and pulled through the nuts of life and put into this bottle so that we can enjoy it in little pill form, and we don't have to do shit. And we will have dark hair. We have beautiful skin, all because of stardustpill.com, stardustpill.com, stardustpill.com. Go get yourself some stardustpill.com. Stardust, it's like sprinkling fucking like the youngest, hair follicles on you. And then also, you remember when you had sex with like a person younger than you? Maybe if you're older, I'm thinking like you had a 22-year-old or something like that, or a 21-year-old if you're like 60. And remember how good that felt? That's taking this pill right here. It's like Stardust is like it's like doing that. Okay. Do you remember that time? Do you remember that? You remember when you're that? I know you're probably like 55 lady, and she's at the bar. There's the barfly, and she's looking at that young Marine or something like that, right? And she's just like licking her lips. When she had sex, when he came inside of her, that is exactly how. When you take Stardust, that's exactly how it feels. So stardustpill.com. Go get yourself some. So, anyways, speaking of like youth and vitality. If you want to come work out with me, I work out over here at the 24-Hour Fitness here in Huntington Beach. If you want to come, I know 24, right? There's so many new trendy other ones like Crunch and who gives a fuck? Like you're just in there to work out, okay? I don't need nice equipment. I'd rather hang and bang in a dirty gym because I'm not there to socialize. I'm there to look amazing when I get out and feel amazing even more. So when people are feeling amazing, they can actually go out and they can be one with the world. They can feel like I do when I go out there and I said, hey, traffic, who cares? Who cares? Hey, whoa, a person comes to the line in front of me. Hey, they must obviously have a much shittier life than me where they feel like they have to do that. So that's fine. Hey, or maybe there's an emergency. It's one of the two. If people are doing bad stuff to you, it's because either it's an emergency or they're a complete piece of garbage, neither of which you want. Do you understand that? That's it. So, in saying what we don't want, we're talking about Chris Cuomo, we're going back to that. Here's a man. Here's a man that almost taunted everybody with his power and his Cuomo-ness and his lack of intellect, his lack of societal norms. He faked his own incubation period, or what do they call it? Quarantine period. I mean, what kind of person fakes that? And then he goes and he looks for dirt on his brother. I don't think that's I don't think that's a bad thing. I mean, yes, he corrupted the integrity of CNN, but that was corrupted many, many years ago. He wasn't an anchor. Who cares? Why would they even give him the key to that vault? He's a pundit. He's a talking head. He's a no one. I mean, he gets ratings, but he's not he doesn't have integrity is what I'm saying. Neither did his brother, but his brother was a governor. This guy, we know what we're getting with him, right? We know what we're getting. And it's lies or it's his opinion, one of the two. Basically, except for the lying part, it's like the Who Cares podcast. So when we take a look at that, why does anybody even give a fuck? Well, I care because he went to bat for his family. Yes, he did see his brother and he loved his brother. I'm sure that they played swords growing up. But he loved his brother, and I think that what happens when you love somebody that much, when you care about somebody that much, you're going to do some weird stuff. Recently, I saw that that school shooter, his parents got indicted last week. That school shooter last week, well, his parents are now indicted because they didn't tell the police everything. Well, yeah, they're probably still trying to process it, okay? And you can sit on your in your ivory tower, on your soapbox, whatever the term is. You can judge these people. You can say whatever you want to about these. But thank God it's not happening to you, first of all. And you really don't know if you love your family, which it sounds like Chris Cuomo really loved his brother. And really loved him. And I mean, like under the covers, they jerked each other off loving, probably, and felt and splooged Cuomo all over each other. That's the kind of love I think that they had. But I don't know. I mean, it seems like it. And you know Chris was the bottom. Definitely was. But you don't know what you're going to do either in this situation. The parents from the school shooter, they're sitting in the back of this meeting with all the parents from the school, and the police show this like drawing or something. I don't know. I'm at the gym, people. I'm working out. I see it, interpret it. I pretty much know what it is. And I'm like a cyborg like that. In fact, I will challenge AI when it gets to my level. But I saw it and I said, all right, what would you do, Stephen, if your son just took out 15 innocent kids or whatever he took out? What did he take? 5, 6? It doesn't matter. One life is bad enough. But what would you do if you were the parent? First of all, I wouldn't be that parent. I know everybody says, oh yeah, you would. No, nope. I definitely wouldn't. I would never, ever, ever be that parent. Number one, because I'd have to be a parent, but definitely number two, because my son would never fucking do that. And if I had any inkling, or if he did, he wouldn't even make it to the police station. I would know that my son did that because I'd be up in that ass all the time. Not like that, but I'd be up in that ass all the time seeing what he's doing. His computer would be, I wouldn't even look at porn for his first 18 years just because I want my son to not have those distractions. Let's say that. I mean, of course he's going to have those distractions, but my son will know. He will know God. He will know that I am his God, not some other guy. I will whoop that ass if he gets out of line. And I don't care what social services says. I don't care because let me just tell you, those people, social services, I don't, let's see them, I don't know, do a simple piece of art on Photoshop. Let's see them do that. If they can't do that, then how the fuck are they going to tell me about a kid? I mean, let's see them make a story on Instagram. Let's have them do that. And then they're going to go into, well, that's what kids do. I mean, that's what kids do. Let's see them do a snap, but like a good one, like with a witty phrase and with like a witty kind of scenario, all that kind of stuff. Let's see them do that. If they can't do it, get the fuck out of here, social worker. You don't know shit. Go drink your bottle and get out of here because you're a loser and you really didn't do shit. You just want to go and take money from the county and because you always see all these horrific incidents with foster parents. My God. And then all of a sudden the social worker, what happened? Well, we went to check. Did you? Did you go check? Or were you busy sipping on that whiskey in the company-owned truck? You goof. So I won't care. I will make sure that my kid, I mean, whatever, put me in jail for the rest of my life, but as long as my kid doesn't kill anybody. Is that what I'm left with? The only alternative? If my kid shoots up a school or I get life in prison. All right, I'll take life because my kid would never do that. But anyways, this kid did, and these parents probably aren't the best. I would assume they don't know, not winning any Parent of the Year awards as they say. So in the back of the room, the police held up a drawing of this kid so that only the parents would have known, I guess. Who knows? It's a miracle the kid could draw. He has a lot of time for it now. Maybe he was killed. I don't know. I don't really know the story. But anyways, the kid, maybe he was killed because, what I should do is probably look it up, right? School shooting this week, right? The week of November 28th or something, or December 1st. So anyways, maybe they did because they're looking for somebody. Well, they arrested the parents is what happened. Yep. Parents of the school. So he might have been killed, right? Let's see. Cause they don't look happy. Oh God. If he doesn't look like a school shooter. Oh wait, or is that just an innocent? Oh no, that's him. That's what he looks like? Fuck. Okay, you wear a flannel and you have those type of glasses, automatically, and you're losing your hair at such a young age. Definitely, I wouldn't see what. Get your voice heard. When everybody is out there on the streets just waiting to go viral, you have another opportunity, and that is to come to anchor.fm. Download the free Anchor app and join us here at the What's the Play family. And make sure that you DM us here, Steven, at Who Cares the Podcast, or go to info@whatstheplay.net so you can join our family. We'll promote the shit out of you. We will promote everything about you. Make sure you're cool. We're not going to promote some of you weirdos. We're going to make sure we promote you because everybody needs their voice to be heard. Everybody during this time needs that voice, right? Don't you need that voice? You can go global tomorrow. Just join anchor.fm. Go to anchor.fm to get started, all right? But make sure more than all that you join the What's the Play family. Info@whatstheplay.net will help you set it up, will help you go through all the situational things that you need to do. And tomorrow morning, we'll make sure that you get your voice heard. Why you wouldn't be a school shooter? I see more this look, and everybody needs to be out. They need to be observant of this look. It's worse than the gangs. It's worse than the gang culture back in the 90s and whatever, Big Dickies and Raiders jerseys. All that. This is a serious. It's a white dude in a flannel with sideburns and a goatee with no chin and those little glasses. Maybe, and sometimes those glasses might have that. What's the word? A color in them. Like a purple. That's a scary look. Nobody in their right mind would have. And then he has like a little bit of a human yarmulke, like he's missing the hair in the back. Definitely, all signs point. And he has a horrible shirt underneath the flannel. Yeah, that right there, that is the school shooter handbook. I don't know if he was in school. He looks way too old, but not way too old. But I'm sure there's a lot of you out there at your Cal States or at your state schools that probably the same age as this guy. But he looks like he's probably in a bowling league or something. Or if not, he definitely loves guns. Which that's nothing bad about guns. I love guns too. But this guy likes them like a foresty way. It's weird because I just got back from Wisconsin and Chicago and stuff, and there's a lot of these guys out there in the Midwest. But what I was surprised about Midwest culture is that it's not that far away. Everybody wants to say they're flyover states. Well, let me just tell you right now, Green Bay it might be a flyover state, but the girls, number one, are pretty. Who knew that? They're under 300 pounds. No, they're actually under. Well, I don't know. I mean, everybody was indoors because it was like 23 degrees. But most of the people all the people that I ran into, I was shocked. And I want to give a round of applause for Wisconsin for being that light at the end of the tunnel for all other hobo Midwest states. I'm just kidding. All you guys have, but it's a different vibe over there. It's like not just a different vibe, but I feel like, which is wrong to think that because I'll definitely get, shot by a police officer. But I feel like they have like different kind of cars and it's a slower pace of life. Yes, of course it is, but it doesn't seem like legitimate almost. You know what I mean? It's like when you go to a different country and they give you those weird dollars and you're like, oh, who's that on there? It's like, oh, it's our president or somebody that we love for thousands of years or, like our Gandhi or something like that, and you're like, that it looks silly to me. Really is what it does. It looks absolutely silly that you guys trade this as a form of currency. And that's kind of what, like, in the Midwest and even Chicago, because Chicago looks so neat. You know what I mean? It just does. It looks like all neat and stuff. Like you got the fire going, and you got basements and stuff, and like trees, and I mean, it looks like a really neat place. I mean, to somebody out here in California, I can't tell you, it really looks like just like a cuddly place. You know what I mean? Or like, oh, we gotta wash the ice off today. You gotta scrape off that ice, right? And then we gotta go to, when it's cold, and we got a white Christmas. The kids are, and then all the houses, like, look, that's kind of Wisconsin too. All the houses are like this, I don't know, old school design. I mean, it looks like something out of like a movie to me, because we don't have that fucking shit here. Okay. We have houses that look dope. We have houses that look like crap. We have houses that are legit fucking amazing, and they look like it. And then we have a lot of houses that look like shit, and they fucking look like it. We don't have any of this fucking really artsy kind of colonial, motherfucking Victorian with a basement. What? And you have a lawn, and you got leaves. I'm like, how bad can Chicago be on the south side? I'm sure the south side is pretty bad, but I mean, when you look at it, it's like a picturesque town. You got. I mean, how did all these bad people find this place? And to me, I would think they'd be here, where a lot of bad people, or New York, even worse. I don't know. I think Chicago looks like something. I got a great feeling when I went there. I did snow angels. I mean, I felt safe. Yeah, there might be the most killings in all of the country, but who cares? Right? The town makes you feel safe, at least. Los Angeles does not make you feel safe. When we flew in, and then we try to can't get an Uber. I forgot about that. You can't get an Uber or a Lyft. Flew in, and I have to walk, or you have to get on a tram, I have 2 feet. I'm young. I can walk. So I walked 10 minutes with my father, and we're almost getting hit in this construction zones and by all these cars, because everybody's racing to get the fuck out of there, because it's a piece of shit airport and a piece of shit town run by pieces of shit. Los Angeles used to be great. It has gone to garbage. And if you don't, what we're going to do, if you don't believe me, we will go down there, and we'll take our Who Cares the podcast camera crew with us, the Who Cares podcast camera crew, and we'll make sure that you get a chance to see the dreck. It's not just the people. I mean, it's just the trash everywhere. I mean, everybody's given up a long time ago in this city. I don't know. Who cares about Democrat, Republican? It's just the people we have are just stupid. I don't know what political party they belong to. It's called the Greed Party, or because our small business, we just got taxed $7,000 for a year that we never made any money. When we put in all of it, we were in the red the whole year. We didn't turn a profit, and they tacked on a penalty as bad as the one piece of paper that we missed filing. That's California, people. But they're going to give all this money to whoever. Because they want to look good. They want to be like Robin Hood. They want to steal from the poor, give back to the poor, or steal from the rich, give to the poor, whatever the fuck it is. And anyways, I'm looking at the shooter. I got to turn this page. Anyways, his dad looks cooler than him. His dad looks like Justin Bieber's dad, actually. They have that Flavor Saver thing. And then his mom ain't bad. They had this piece of fucking trash looking motherfucking son here. Wow. Anyways, so there's Christmas coming up. And you have the flash mob. So we're talking about family and Chris Cuomo, and we're talking about this family. Very dysfunctional, both of them, but 2 meteoric rises. No, not just one family. But 2 huge falls for both families this week. I don't revel in their sadness. I don't. Because I would have done it for my brother, that I had access to all the accuser's information, and it's right there, and I just had to go. And you're telling me I wouldn't do that? It's on CNN, you stupid fucks. CNN employed this guy. The guy fakes his own, what's it called? A moratorium? What's it called? Eviction? What's it called? Quarantine. He faked his own quarantine. And, I mean, that right there should have been a sign. Like, he has good ratings, kind of ish. But, fuck, this guy's a lunatic. Who fakes that? So it's like they basically put a fat kid in front of cake. They put this guy in front of the database for all the accusers. And you're telling me that he's supposed to do something about it. He's not going to look at it. Because Chris Cuomo has integrity. He's got a lot of it. The motherfucker's probably hung out with Epstein. Or at least he knew him. I guarantee you he did. His dad did. Sure. In fact, I bet you if I Google this right now on the Google machine, Epstein, Cuomo. Let's see. I honestly, God, I didn't look this up. I don't know. Does it say anything? Oh, just that Ghislaine is the same week as this too as well. Andrew Cuomo did fly on his plane. There you go. Well, did Chris Cuomo's wife help Jeffrey Epstein become filthy rich? All right, so there you go. I mean, the list goes, and that's a reputable site right there. Holy shit. Looks like the powers that be are taking out all the people that they don't want this week. They said, you know what? We're going to do a mass killing. Politically it is, Ghislaine's going to do actual time, and maybe the older brother will. Wow. I did not know that there's so much about Ghislaine Maxwell attended the Cuomo Kennedy wedding in 1980. I mean, this gets crazy. You know what? I don't know if I can even talk anymore about this. I have to go. Next week, we're going to do the past. People were stupid in the past, yes, but we're stupider now because there's so many different things that I want to share with you about how in the past they were on the way to complete free intelligence, not this hybrid bullshit that like we have a lot of dorks running the country kind of thing. We were really on our way to mass intelligence. And if you look at it, the World's Fair from like 1840 to 1927, I believe, they had not escalators, but the ones that go, to and fro. Those ones. What are those called? Not escalators. Escalators would go up. These would be evacuators. I don't know, but the ones you see at the airport. Those were there in like 1880, the World's Fair. They built them in every fucking city, from Buenos Aires to Nashville. And then they all burned down. Real interesting. So we'll get to that. We'll see how much and how exciting it is that we are not that much smarter than everybody thinks they are, because like I said, kids can press enter, and now we're telling our mom and her dad, you didn't know that the theory of relativity is this? How dare you? I can't believe it. And you'd say no, because you're a dork. Go back to your computer and have no social skills, or come hang out with me. Why don't you come on the podcast and talk with me? If you're having problems, go to StephenWhoCaresPodcast.com. Remember, this podcast is brought to you by who? That's right, Stardust, the Stardust Pill. StardustPill.com, and make sure to get some, because it will reverse your aging. That's what they say. I mean, I believe it. Like I said, I'm 65 years old and don't look a day over 20.
So true, funny how it seems, always in time, but never in line for dreams. Head over heels, went toe to toe. This is the sound of my soul. This is the sound. I wanna take it to the world, but now I've come back again. Why do I find it hard to write the next line? Oh, I want the truth to be said. again.